The following presentation is not intended to be a comprehensive review of all the additions, deletions, and word changes of our bylaws. Changes to our bylaws are required to ensure compliance to the new Credit Union and Caisse Populaire Act 2020, its regulation and authority rules. This presentation is meant to provide a summary of, in the opinion of the board, the more significant changes that result in a change of the governing principles of the credit union. Direct quotes from the bylaws are enclosed in parentheses. When paraphrasing is utilized to assist in clarity, such instances are indicated in italicized blue font. Words added as commentary to assist in providing further clarity are in red font. Article 1. Interpretation. Act. The Act would previously have referred to the Credit Union Caisse Populaire Act 1994, or CUCPA 1994 for short, now refers to the updated CUCPA 2020. Authority rule. Any rule the regulator may make and as may be required to protect the integrity of insured deposits, including for a specific situation for a specific credit union. Ballots. New bylaw wording accommodates voting by electronic method. CEO. In the bylaws, the letters CEO as opposed to Chief Executive Officer means the CEO of Oshawa Community Credit Union. Chief Executive Officer. In the bylaws, Chief Executive Officer as opposed to the letters CEO means the CEO or Chief Executive Officer of the Financial Services Regulatory Authority, the credit union's regulator. In good standing. In the new bylaws, the definition of being in good standing is more thoroughly defined. Returning officer. We are now required to formally appoint a returning officer for election purposes. Minors, subject to policy, may now become non-voting members and are now required to purchase one $5 share. Membership approval in the credit union can be delegated to management by board resolution. A member may now voluntarily hold an additional $900 in shares up to an aggregate value of $1,000 each. No additional voting privileges is associated with such shares. Article 3. Business of the credit union. No significant changes. Article 4. Directors. 4.01. Specific flexibility was added to our Articles of Incorporation in 2022, giving us the ability to have as few as 5 directors or as many as 17, so the board size can adapt with the needs and resources of the credit union. This year, due to the late withdrawal of a candidate, we are reducing the number of directors from 11 to 10. Nomination process. More flexibility now exists for various voting methods to be used, including online, in person, by mail, and before or during the annual general meeting. 4.04. Better structure to the nomination process and candidate qualifications now exists, including the recent development of our Director Candidate Information Guide. 4.05. The formal appointment of a returning officer is now required. 4.06. More structure to the election process is provided. 4.11, wording was added to provide for remote board and committee meetings. Article 5, Committees. 5.03, the election and significance of the Audit Committee is provided for in the bylaws. 5.04, the election and mandate of the Nominating Committee is now formalized. Article 6, Officers. No significant changes. Article 7, Meetings of the Members. 7.12, clarification of when a show of hands can be used for voting is provided for in-person meetings. When there is a meeting with only in-person voting, other than an election, voting will be by a show of hands. 7.13, new wording is added to provide for online meetings. 7.14, new wording defining when and how ballot voting is used. Article 8, protection of directors, officers, and others. No significant changes. Article 9, shares. No significant changes. Article 10, dividends and rights. No significant changes. Article 11, meetings of shareholders. No significant changes. Article 12, lending. No significant changes. Article 13, information to members and shareholders. Members' rights and entitlement to a copy of the bylaws are now enshrined within the bylaws themselves. Article 14, notices. No significant changes. Article 15, effective date. Subject to member approval, the date that our existing bylaws are repealed and replaced with these bylaws is April 16th, 2024. We would politely ask that any questions that you may have resulting from these changes, that you submit such questions by April 8th so that your board can properly prepare a thorough response. Please submit such questions to Henry Berkers, Corporate Secretary of the Board, care of Suzanne Bramham, Director of Operations. Email address suzanneb@oshawacu.com. SUZANNEB@oshawacu.com, or by regular mail at 214 King Street East, Oshawa, Ontario, L1H 1C7. Thank you.